Hello, my name is Chromite, and today you'll be looking at top 10 tips for building. Now, we all like building, okay? It's Minecraft. I mean, what haven't you seen built in Minecraft? Okay, for real though. Like, come on. So, you gotta learn from the basics somehow. So, you got block separation, where you have color-coded blocks in a way you want specific blocks to be in. So, like, the red might represent oak planks, and these might be stairs or slabs even. And then yellow represents actual, like, oak logs, and, the blue might represent some kind of different kind of wood, or, cobblestone, and then, this for glass. Now, this is very good for creative because, you can use the coordinates. You can write down the coordinates here, 398, -61, -6, and you go over here to the top, and you write those down, 408, -53, and 5, and then you can just, like, use the slash fill and replace commands to, change the blocks automatically. And it's a lot easier than having to actually place them down individually, because sometimes it just makes it a lot quicker for some reason. Then, theme. Theme is very important. You wouldn't take, a spruce door and put it on a birch log, okay? It doesn't mix very well, okay? The color scheme doesn't mix very well. You want to take colors that are similar to each other, which is why birch logs kind of suck. Strip birch logs are good, but plain birch logs for building, they don't really fit very many places. I mean, frankly, I hate birch wood in general, but I guess the stripped kind makes a good wallpaper. But yeah, I mean, you could take the spruce door and use it with oak wood, for example. They're similar enough that it would still make a pretty good house, and even like a birch door and oak wood, which is about the upper limit. Personally, I like mixing acacia logs and jungle wood rather than the acacia wood, since the acacia wood is very orange. It doesn't really fit with many things. And then, number 3, variety of theme. Now, the variety of theme is very important. Just like the theme itself, you also have different kinds that can go with that theme. So say you have a mangrove wood house, you want some kind of wall. Well, you can choose mud bricks or any muted tone that fits with that, or you think fits with that. And so it'd be the same as, like, if you want to build a gem room, you wouldn't put diamonds next to dirt. That's not very logical. But if you're doing like a building like this, you would do, how many times have I said like? If you're doing a building like this, you want to use muted tones like mud blocks, green terracotta, and brown concrete. These are all very similar colors, even though they're very different blocks. Moving on to number 4 is decorative limits. Now, when you have a wall like this, a plain wall, it's missing something. You want a window here, or maybe a shelf here to hold plants, but you don't want to overdo it. See, it's not much of a wall anymore. It's a museum. But you want to get that right mix between the two, which is why if I have a window, I usually put either just one potted plant on one of the windows, or I put one on each end rather than on every single block of window. And then a spruce trapdoor to hold it up, and not so many lanterns. Number 5, wear and number 5. Number 5, wear and tear. Yeah, sorry about that. My dogs are barking in the background. They won't shut up. So, when you're building a wall, you don't want it to be like it depends on how long you think the wall's been there. If the castle's been there for millennia, you'll want to have a little bit of weathering, like mossy bricks or cracked bricks, that kind of stuff. But if you just built it and you want it to be like it was just built and stuff, you'll probably do this wall. Now I've kind of went against the number 6 tip by building this, but you know as it gets older, you add more moss, add more cracked bricks, Number 6, though, is kind of contradicting of how I built that. Base or top. Now, you always want to have either a base, a top, or both. Now, for this, usually a base is used for statues or pillars, whereas a top is specifically used for pillars or walls. And then both pillars or walls, they could work pretty well. Now, number 7, planning. Now, this can also be called, outline or whatever. You can outline with pretty much any block that's different from the block around it. This is grass, so you would use the opposite of green, red concrete or red wool or red terracotta. I also use cobblestone because cobblestone is a light enough color that it's pretty hard to confuse grass and cobblestone. And using this, you can kind of see what size the building will be, and it's a lot easier to build it outright when you do this. Number 8, outline. Like I was saying over there should be an outline to it. Which house do you think is better? I'll give you a second to think here. Long enough second. I'm guessing we probably thought it was this one. And you'd be right, depending on somebody's preference. If you don't like outline, that's fine, but I feel like it definitely brings out more of the house. It brings in more depth to it, whereas this is kind of plain. Now then, next, number 9, vibrancy. Well, vibrancy can be explained in a lot of ways, but the main one is vibrancy of specific colors. Like white can be any shade of white. If it's darker, if it's lighter, black, same thing. Red terracotta, and red concrete. Concrete and terracotta actually go pretty well together, and so they definitely bring out more depth and color and light. What's the word? Light differentiation, and all the colors work pretty well. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. Vibrancy, it works. It works really well. Number 10, scale. This is something you definitely want to look out for. If you build this pillar for a house, say like this size over here, that's a pretty big pillar, and it's not going to fit very well on that house. It's basically half the size of the house, so it wouldn't be very structurally supportive or decorative in any way. Now, smaller sizes would work a lot better, but, well, I might remove these corners here. Scale matters a lot because matters a lot. Scale matters a lot because if you don't have scale, you don't really have a very good house. Okay, you make a giant box like 100 by 100, and then you don't have anything to support that roof. It just doesn't seem very logical. So, yeah, I think those were pretty good tips. Let me just change the time of day. And frankly, I think I did a pretty good job of explaining it. Now, I just pressed Alt F4 to get into this other thing, but alright. So, yeah, frankly, I think this is probably the best guide I've made so far, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, because, you know, it's one of my first videos, and all I've really done is on, like, paper and imagery, so I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to give it a like, I'd also appreciate you subscribing, man. I mean, I don't want to be, like, a giant YouTuber, but, you know, this guide, I hope, will definitely help you when you're trying to build your dream house in Minecraft, creative or survival, otherwise, if there's any other game modes you have custom to, but, yeah, I mean, I think that's about it. I'm not very good at outros. I talk a lot, so thank you for watching, and I will see you whenever I upload next, because, I don't really have a schedule yet. Bye-bye!